Just trying to survive and learn to love along the way by Foreplay on AO3. Episode 99, Chapter 99 of Swords and Shields. Eijirou feels like he's suffocating. When he tried to save Aizawa-sensei, he'd been absorbed by Fat Gum's fat, and it's a little hard to breathe in here. Oh, Red Riot! I didn't even notice you. You're so small. Fat Gum is quick to get off of him. Eijirou feels his feet and takes in their surroundings. Or, at least, he starts to until he notices Katsuki standing off to the side. How'd you... He cuts himself off when he sees what's behind Katsuki. A villain is running straight for him. Eijirou runs forwards and past his boyfriend as he activates his quirk to its highest level without reaching Unbreakable to protect the other. The blow sends him right past them and into a wall. There's a string on his arm that shouldn't be there when his quirk activates. Eijirou looks down and finds a chunk of skin torn off, leaving blood in its wake. An explosion distracts him. He looks back to his team as the smoke clears and stares in horror at the completely unscathed villain. One of them holding up a barrier. The other, that got Eijirou, goes after Katsuki, but he blasts away in time to miss the blow, landing next to him on the wall. You okay? Eijirou nods at him. He's not a very good liar, so speaking would only reveal the pain he's in. Come on, Rappa, take this seriously. The shield guy speaks up. Katsuki is still looking at him, but Eijirou ignores that to focus on the interaction before them. Aw, come on! I just want to have some fun. I'll let you take down Fat Gum all on your own. Just do it away from here so he doesn't interfere with my business. The shield guy thinks for a moment before nodding in agreement. Just don't play with your food too much. He uses his barrier to trap Fat Gum, then blows it through a wall. Rappa goes over to the hole with him and smashes it close when his partner is through. He turns with them with a terrifying grin and starts to run in their direction. Eijirou meets him halfway, crossing his arms in front of him as he activates Unbreakable. The villain shouldn't be able to break through that, right? Wrong. So wrong. Eijirou can at least hold his ground this time, but Rappa's punches leave behind a furious sting, and he's too afraid to look at the state of his arms. There's a blast from behind, and the punch stops, but Eijirou doesn't move. Wow, even without my shield here, I can hardly feel that little firecracker. Rampa laughs at them, at Katsuki. Eijirou dares to move now, lunging his fists ready. Rappa doesn't dodge in time, and Eijirou hardens his fists, leaving behind a long cut on the man's cheek. He doesn't even wince. My fucking cat gets me better than this, buddy. You'll have to try harder. Rappa smears the blood before attacking again. Eijirou moves with him, trying to keep him away from Katsuki while he prepares a bigger explosion with his gauntlets. He lets out smaller ones at his hands while he does, not even bothering to work around Eijirou since they both know that his hardening can take it. There's a tap on his shoulder to prepare him before Katsuki pulls the pin and lets off a massive explosion, something that would have knocked Eijirou out for a week if he wasn't using his quirk. There's no movement as the dust clears, so he dares to peek over his arms. Rampa is on the ground. He relaxes his stance a little and doesn't have time to fix it when Rampa jumps back up to his feet. He grabs onto Eijirou's arm, and he can't help the cry of pain as the villain turns around and drags him with him, jamming a fist into his stomach. He lets go as soon as the fist makes contact, and the force of it sends Eijirou back into another wall. Shit! Eijirou! He has to drop his quirk to remember how to breathe. He's on his side, eyes squeezed shut as he fights for air. He does his best to listen to the fight on the other side of the room. He's confident that Katsuki can handle himself for a minute while he catches his breath. And the explosion he hears seemed to back that up. At least until there's a crackle and a cry of pain that he knows is Katsuki's. Eijirou opens his eyes in a panic, and he spots Katsuki slumped on the ground. He opens his mouth to yell for him, but can't utter a single word before Rappa is on him again. Eijirou doesn't even have the chance to stand up again. Rampa just shoves him back and sits himself on Eijirou's most likely bruised ribs. grabbing his bleeding arms and slamming them down above his head. He cries out at the pain, the pressure, and the movement that it causes him, but shuts up when Rampa plants a fist next to his head. He doesn't even struggle, well aware that he can't break free in his condition. Boy, am I disappointed! I thought it would have a real fight, but it turns out you guys are just stupid kids with weak quirks. He feels ashamed. He thought he'd gotten better with his quirk. Unbreakable should have been just that. But this villain broke through it with no problem. This wasn't even fun, just pathetic. Rampa grabs a fistful of Eijirou's hair and lifts him up before slamming him down on the ground. Eijirou sobs a little at the pain and the accompanying black spots in his vision. Rampa lets go of his arm to grab at both sides of his head, but Eijirou doesn't risk moving them, doesn't risk more pain. Rampa gives his head and rises it to smash it onto the ground, but pauses. He's relieved. The movement makes him nauseous, and the black spots are increasing at an alarming rate. What's this? He slowly lowers Eijirou back down. The man feels around where the bulk of his hearing aids sit, behind his ear, and grabs on a weak grin on his face. No, wait. Eijirou doesn't say another word, as Rampa tears them off, the tube leaving a singing sensation as it's pulled from his ear. He crushes them in his fist, before letting the pieces fall over his face. Rampa says a few things to him, but Eijirou's too disordered to even try reading his lips. He grabs his hair again, but this time he pushes through the pain and grabs onto his arm. Eijirou digs in with quirk-activated fingers, flinching as blood sprays across his face. But Rampa doesn't let go. Instead, he only holds tighter and uses his free hand to smack Eijirou away. He lifts his head once more, ready to knock him against the ground, but there's a blast of heat near his side, and his grip is gone as Rampa disappears from on top of him. There's nobody holding him up anymore, and Eijirou doesn't have the strength to slow down his head meeting the concrete. This time, he loses his concentration, and the black spots in his vision take over. Okay. Well, that went, I think that went similar to how it went in the anime. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember what actually happens fully in the anime. Chapter 100 of Breaking and Bleeding. Katsuki refuses to be separated from Eijirou, so he tags along when he gets shoveled through the wall. Okay, so this is probably going to be Katsuki's point of view. So this still doesn't, tell us who's the person that's going to be left behind without communications. And something's telling me it's fucking Izuku. That fucking phone. I'm not letting it go. Why would the author mention that damn phone being left behind without it being significant? I'm telling you, something's going to happen, and I'm worried. I'm worried. We're also 27 chapters away. We are a little less than a month from finishing. And I'm sad. I really am. Wait, hold up. 27. I'm gonna see. Well, I mean, it's actually 28 if we're being, 100% honest with each other. 28 divided by 7. That means we have 4 weeks. We have exactly a month because it's 4 weeks, right? And yeah, a month is 32, what's it called? 31 days. 28 to 31 days, but I go through the 4-week system. So it's 4 weeks. You have 4 more weeks with this, right? So it's probably going to end, hold up, I'm going to see. It's probably going to end, around the last week of October. No, September, my bad. Whoop, my bad. Oh, hold up, I have a whole month before October rolls around. I need to get the holiday special ready. I have not gotten that ready. I have said that I wanted to do this holiday special, this Halloween special. I haven't done that ready. I think I'm going to drop the, what's it called? The Ghost in the New York City project. I'm gonna, lift up all the episodes again and have everybody be able to look at those episodes. Then I'm gonna do, Halloween, and then I'll probably do Ghost in New York City once I translate everything to not translate, but redo a bunch of my videos to go into, what's it called? I don't know. It's stuff that I need to think about on my own time and not in this outro here. So, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.